Well guys, today's computer is smaller than my hand and it's the AceMagic AM06, and yes, this is a fully working computer, this tiny thing, okay? And it actually has an Ryzen 5 5600U with 6 cores, 12 threaded, 16 gigabytes of RAM, half a terabyte of NVMe, and the integrated AMD Radeon Graphics, all inside this tiny little box right here. How do they do it? Well, it's actually relatively simple, even though it's still very good engineering by AceMagic. Basically, they take laptop hardware, because this is a laptop APU and it is soldered on the board. They use SODIMM DDR4, which is laptop DRAM. In this case, it's 16 gigabytes of 3200 megahertz RAM in 2x8 configuration, so you can run at 1600 megahertz the APU and have a 1:1 FCLK ratio. Now, if that was a bit complicated, no worries, it just means that it runs smoothly. But yeah, and then it has an NVMe half a terabyte drive and plenty of connectivity. So what's cool is in a laptop, right, the motherboard is very flat and very large basically, so the PC develops horizontally, if it makes sense. In this case, they go a bit vertical, as you can see. This is roughly 5 centimeters. So they go 5 centimeters vertical, and they managed to make it even smaller. So this thing is a quarter of a laptop pretty much. It has a power button, very cool, with LEDs right here. And it is literally full of connectivity. So let's go over it. Now it has an audio port, 2 front USB 3, a front USB-A, and it even detects your microphone right there. Now it has a double LAN, so you can actually use it as a media center, which we will get to in a minute, is what I've done. So you can plug a NAS you're using, use this to control the NAS, and then plug it into your modem. And it then has an HDMI DisplayPort and 2 extra USB ports. So now what happens is you can plug up to 3 displays, because you can use the USB-C as display output. So you could actually use this as a productivity beast, to plug 3 monitors, to do some heavy multitasking, like to do graphic work. Yes, and it's probably a good idea to do it, because you can just grab it, put it in your pocket, travel around, and just arrive in a hotel, pull it out, plug it there, maybe with a portable monitor. I actually made a small clip using this with a portable monitor, and like they are so tiny, I can fit it in like a bag, tiny school bag, and just go along with it. What I will actually be using it for, what I am actually using it for, because this is actually going to be used by me quite frequently, is as an HTPC. So basically a media center PC where you can watch films, just browse the internet in your living room, and play some light games with friends, maybe in split screen. So I had an old Lenovo desktop in my living room. I have covered it in an old video of mine where I bought like 5 Lenovos and converted 4 of them into gaming PCs, and then kept 1 for myself. Now it had a 4th gen i3, an Nvidia Quadro P610, and 16 gigabytes of DDR3, and a very old SSD. It was meant to be there because it drew very little power, and power is expensive lately, but this thing actually saves me space. As you can see, right next to the TV, this thing is basically invisible. And not only that, but basically this thing draws 15 watts. Well, the CPU has DDP of 15 watts. This whole thing, from my measurements from the wall, draws around 40 watts. So it's roughly half of the other PC, which was heavily undervolted, so I'm really happy about it. I have tested this as if it was desktop PC, so I've run CPU-Z, I've run hardware monitor during the whole thing, and as you can see, we get around 300 points in single-threaded, 2500 points in multi-threaded. Goes pretty fast for a laptop CPU. Don't tell this to AceMagic, but I have actually tried to unlock it a bit, and we can actually do it with AATU, with my laptop undervolting tutorial. You can do it and you will get extra performance, but you will lose a bit the efficiency, so I recommend you keep it at stock, because it's just running great. And I have also run Heaven Benchmark, and it's crazy because it's completely silent and it's running at 60 FPS in Heaven Benchmark. You can play Fortnite at 60 FPS, you can play CSGO 2 easily, you can just play any competitive title, the Rocket League, all of that easily on this PC, and it makes for a great retro gaming little console, if we want to say, as well. And there's nothing quite like sitting on a couch, big TV far away, and just pulling out a wireless keyboard and just doing everything as if you had a fully working desktop PC. Now, what's the price, you might be asking? Well, this one right now costs just 300 bucks, and there is obviously the Ryzen 7 5800U version, there is a 32GB of RAM version. They are cheap, they're good value. I think for 300 bucks, definitely recommended, and they also very often go on discount. I will actually leave a link down below in case you want to buy it from my link. And yeah, honestly, great buy, definitely recommended. It will be daily driven in my house for a while. So please drop a like and a sub, check out my other tutorials, other reviews, and see you in the next one, guys. Bye.